This is going to be my first tech review. For this tech review, I am planning to retire my current racing wheel. It is a Thrustmaster T-80 Racing Wheel for the PlayStation 4. It also works on PC and the PlayStation 3. The Thrustmaster T-80 Racing Wheel originally released on July 1st, 2014. I got this racing wheel 3.5 years ago during Black Friday of 2017. My rating for the Thrustmaster T-80 Racing Wheel is a 3.5 out of 5, and here's why. This racing wheel is easy to install. Nothing too complicated. With the 3.5 years that I've had this wheel, I've had this racing wheel clamped onto my table for a pretty long time, and I have to say it doesn't get loose. This is an entry level, a basic level racing wheel. So with this racing wheel, there is no force feedback. So when you play these racing games, like I've said in my Gran Turismo Sport gameplays, you have to listen to the car and learn how the car moves to where you know when to counter steer, to slow down a little bit more, to speed up more, to not speed up too fast. So I would mostly listen to the audio cues of the car. The wheels, buttons are very tactile, so you know that you're pushing a button. Although I did find a very big issue with the directional button. To navigate through menus and in a race to navigate through your dials, you would use the directional button. And sometimes the directional button is not clear enough to where I could easily accidentally press up or down instead of pressing left or right, and vice versa. The directional button on this makes it easy to make a mistake on input. The button layout for this, of course, follows the PlayStation button layout. It has the L2 and L3 buttons on the left and the R3 and R2 buttons on the right. The layout is pretty self-explanatory, with the shifting buttons, the R1 and the L1 buttons being the upshift and downshift respectively on the left and right shifting paddles. The shifting paddles on this wheel feel great. The shifting paddles are very tactile to where you hear a click when you have inputted a shift. And the wheel itself, where you place your hands, has the grippy rubber sections on it, and then the rest of the wheel is the regular plastic. If you do happen to hold those parts where it doesn't have the rubber grip, it does tend to slip. Turning the wheel does have resistance. It still replicates that feel of grip as you're turning the car. I found the most issue with the foot pedals, the gas and brake pedals. Now, if you have a proper racing rig, everything will be locked in pretty tightly, especially the pedal set. But I don't have one. And when you use the pedals, it will tend to slide on carpet. So what I did was I prop it up against something. I made this makeshift cardboard block to help keep it in place. The pedals itself, for the gas pedal, there is no resistance, so that way you can manipulate the throttle to how much you want it, and you could slowly build up on a car with no traction control. For the brake pedal, there's resistance when you push down on that, like with the steering wheel resistance replicating the grip while you turn. For the brake pedal, it replicates the feel of actually pushing down on a car's brake. This racing wheel has the ability to play on PC and PS3. With this racing wheel, I have not played any racing games on PC, but I have played some racing games with it on PlayStation 3. This wheel provides one-to-one simulation in each of the racing games you're able to play with on PlayStation 4. But on PlayStation 3, it is not one-to-one. Once you do the system switch on the racing wheel controller, it is only a controller emulator, meaning that it is not one-to-one with racing games. I would have to go into the settings of each racing game to adjust the settings of the controller in terms of sensitivity and the button layout, which was very frustrating to do, and it discouraged me not to play any racing games on my PlayStation 3. The build quality of the T-80 Racing Wheel is mostly plastic, but it is a good constructed plastic where it is not too flimsy. It is very sturdy for the price, and it doesn't look like any type of toy steering wheel. In the end, the Thrustmaster T-80 Racing Wheel is a good wheel, and it treated me good with all the racing games I played over the 3.5 years I've had it. I'm sure Thrustmaster has come out with or is coming out with an entry-level racing wheel like this for the PlayStation 5. So if you're looking for a racing wheel but don't want to spend the big bucks on these high-quality force feedback, steel, and well mechanically engineered racing wheels, then start out with an entry-level racing wheel. And the Thrustmaster T-80 is a good racing wheel to start with. And I'm sure the new PS5 version would be about the same way. Just the fact that there's no force feedback on this racing wheel. That is my review of the Thrustmaster T-80 Racing Wheel controller for the PlayStation 4. Please give this video a like, subscribe to the Spellgo YouTube channel for more of my reviews, as well as check out all my other variety of videos. And as always, thank you for watching.